Hello everybody and welcome to the channel to a rather unexpected video. Honestly, I wasn't planning to do any type of video today, let alone a thoughts and analysis on a newly revealed Transformers figure. Now this is in fact one of the final Transformers Kingdom releases, so yes, rumours are in fact true that we are expecting to see a surprise wave 5 for Transformers Kingdom, and this guy is awesome. It's been a long time coming, there's been rumours circulating for a couple of months now. I, like many of you, actually expected this guy to show up in the first wave of Transformers Legacy figures, and 9 times out of 10 he will more than likely actually be repacked with that Transformers Legacy TF Prime bulkhead, but it is none other than the Transformers Kingdom Voyager class Autobot Blaster. Now this has been a character that I've spoken about on pretty much all of these speculation type videos that I've been putting out over the last couple of months, and for those of you who have watched those, you know that this guy's been super anticipated. I loved Blaster, I thought he was such an excellent character, and he had one of the coolest character designs that I personally believe we got out of the entire Autobot G1 lineup, and this figure here looks absolutely fantastic. Honestly, if I had any qualms that perhaps the Transformers were going in a slightly wrong direction when in comparison to some of the previous figures that we've gotten from War for Cybertron, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that I'm wrong, as this figure looks fantastic. Now I expected Blaster here to be essentially just a redeco of the Netflix Soundwave, although it looks, judging by some of these images, that we are expecting to get a complete 100% brand new mold for this guy, which is just so awesome. And of course that's what Blaster deserves. For the last couple of years he has been a redeco of various different characters. I believe the last time we actually got this guy in the Generations line was indeed a redeco of, I believe it was the Power of the Prime's Leader class Soundwave. So we've got some renders here. Unfortunately, the actual figure himself was shown off on a live stream, and the actual images of him in hand are not of the highest quality, so I shall merely be speaking on some of the actual CGI renders that we've got on the back of the box. So the first image is of course him in robot mode. He looks fantastic, really awesome. The attention to detail in that head sculpt alone is phenomenal, and I think the overall color palette on this guy looks wicked. Now you can see that he is completely brand new, so there are no elements that at least I can see firsthand that appear to be borrowed at all from that Netflix Soundwave. Maybe the main torso, but the arms seem completely brand new, the legs seem brand new, the actual cassette deck is brand new, so is the head sculpt. I think the actual cassette deck looks really cool. You can see how we've got that transparent blue plastic on one half, and of course the yellow paint and the Autobot insignia on the other half. I think the shoulders look really well done. He will include a blaster which looks incredibly reminiscent to his original G1 design, and then as we just work our way down to the lower section, I think the shins clean up impeccably well. He really does just look awesome. Honestly, what a figure to actually end Kingdom on. One of the best chapters in the War for Cybertron trilogy, and honestly one of the best toy lines that we've ever gotten from Hasbro and Takara Tomy, and Blaster is definitely sending that line out with a bang. Now as we take a look at him here in his alt mode, that being the cassette player, this also looks really well done. Now of course I believe this is more of a boombox when in comparison to the actual cassette player that Soundwave was, but this looks really cool, and if you weren't convinced that this is in fact a brand new mold, then you definitely will when you take a look at him here in alt mode, as it looks very different when in comparison to the alt mode that we got for Soundwave. You can see there we've got the speakers on the side. I think the color ratio is awesome. You can see that we've got once again that yellow cassette deck with the red paint apps on the side, and then of course those massive silver chunks on the outer section, and we've even got the handle, which is super cool. You can see various different dials, all of which actually add to the overall authenticity of this, and we can also see some actual cassette buttons as well, which I think is a really nice attention to detail. So overall, in terms of Blaster on his own, I'm just blown away by this guy. I think he looks incredible, a super awesome figure, and to be honest, he's turned out a lot better than I was expecting. As mentioned beforehand, I did expect this guy to be a mere retool slash repaint of that Netflix Soundwave, which was already a great figure, but to see that they appear to be giving this guy a complete brand new mold, honestly I'm just absolutely thrilled to see not only this guy actually getting a new release, but actually getting a predominantly new mold. But the surprises don't actually end there. Considering this guy is a Voyager class, I was expecting us to essentially just get the figure and his weapon, but we will in fact actually get a tiny little cassette minion, that in the form of EJECT. Now this guy is super well done. He looks to actually be a complete brand new mold. The arms look very different when in comparison to any of the minions that we got with Soundwave, and of course in that Generation Select cassette pack. So once again, really cool to actually see some new tooling. I can imagine that we can actually see a rewind repaint in the future, as of course he was a repaint originally of that guy. You can see here cast out some transparent blue plastic, which considering how small this guy is, does make me cringe a little bit, as of course transparent plastic doesn't have a tendency to hold up all that well over time, and considering how small some of these joints are, I'm really hoping that it is in fact incredibly thick, durable plastic. But with that being said, I think he looks great for such a small character. The bot mode looks really well done, some really nice looking paint apps. You can clearly see the torso, the details in the torso, as well as the head sculpt. Looks as if though he's going to have pretty decent articulation, so we've got ball joints going on for the elbows, an area of which I don't actually believe was articulated on any of the Soundwave minions that we got from Earthrise and Siege. And then as we actually take a look at him here in the actual cassette tape mode, I think this for the most part also looks really cool, and there is also a product render of Blaster in fact actually ejecting EJECT, which is just so awesome. And you can also see some really awesome almost cassette player slash boombox details actually inside Blaster's chest, which is really well done. So overall overall as a whole, I'm just blown away by this guy. We also have got an image here of the front of the box. Once again, this guy is originally being packaged under the Kingdom. This is the final figure in Wave 5 to accompany both Slammer and Pipes, and you can see the artwork is just fantastic. So we've got him here in the Boombox mode as well as in Robot mode, and he just looks so awesome. Honestly, super thrilled to not only see once again this guy actually getting an updated War for Cybertron release, but the fact that he's the final figure in this line looks to be one of the greatest figures that the War for Cybertron trilogy has ever produced. I'm just so happy. I cannot wait to add this guy to the collection. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Honestly, judging by some of these CG renders, I literally have no faults with this guy at all. So when I get around to actually reviewing him, you guys can expect it to be an incredibly positive review. Not only because I've been super pumped to actually get this guy, but he just looks like a solid release. There are no areas on him of which I actually have a critique with at all. I think for the most part he looks excellent. The paint looks great, detailing looks great, proportions in bot mode look awesome, the blaster weapon looks great, the eject accessory is once again the icing on the cake, and that Boombox mode looks wicked. I'd love to know down in the comment section below on what you guys think of this particular figure. Is it as good as you guys were imagining, or has it in fact actually exceeded your expectations like myself? And also be sure to let me know on what you think of Autobot Blaster being the final War for Cybertron trilogy release that we shall in fact be seeing here for this toy line. I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.